course I have passion for my 49ers.
I am not going to back down on this one. Sometimes I go extra hard just to prove my point.
No, you don't get to have it both ways.
It's head-to-head. It's mano-a-mano. It's 49er face-off. I am very, very prepared and perplexed
Get the flags
by what
ready.
we're about to hear because Jason is coming full Twitterverse and Alex is going to come with some rationale. Of course, you might think the opposite. We'll see what happens here. It's all going to make no sense or sense. We're going to have fun with it.
I'm not going to say that we should be trading Debo, so...
Oh, thank God for that.
Well, we appreciate that
Like
because
some other...
Hold on. Let me practice my flag throwing skills, Jason. Hold on a minute. All right.
Oh, very
All right,
nice.
that's good. All right. Just in case. Hold on.
Good form.
Ooh,
Okay,
well
Great
done.
form right there. Great form.
Yeah, be prepared. Now it is time for the coin toss. I got our trusty
Coin toss.
order here. I believe Jason called last time, so Alex, it is your turn to call the coin toss. What is your call, sir?
Tails.
That never fails, bro.
It is tails.
There we go.
I will. You know what? We'll let Jason go first on this one. I know how passionate he is about this one. I will defer right now. I will defer.
Passion may be the understatement of the day. There is definitely less passion in this room than Rain and Levi's. So,
Damn rain.
cornerback play, Jason.
Yes.
Are you okay with the 49ers cornerback play, or do you have a big issue with it?
I mean, we've talked about quarterback play almost since day one because of the Brett injury. And we lead the league in PIs. We've accounted for 250 yards of pass interference throughout the season. 90 of that came tonight. And on 3 of those big play PIs, they got touchdowns. And a couple of those were big third downs too, where Carson just rears back and throws it because he knows our DBs have zero ball skills and can't find the ball if their life dependent on it. Emmanuel Mosley and Josh Norman, I'm talking to you guys. You guys are very good.
Didn't Jaquiski Tartt get one of those PIs?
K1 Williams.
I know K1 got one, but I think Jaquiski Tartt got one.
He did
well.
get one, yeah. On Michael Pittman.
He did get one, yeah.
Yep, he did too.
Okay.
But he's also a pretty good player there too. I've had doubts about. They, as in our corners, are great coming up and stopping the run. They're great against screens. But if they have to turn and run, oh God, spare me! This is hideous to watch. Just like I told you guys when we signed Josh Norman, because he's a guy who's always played with having safety help over the top. He's not a one-on-one corner, and when he gets no safety help over the top, he gets burned badly because he can't run anymore. He's slow. He's old. I didn't like the signing when we signed him. I think I've been proven accurate on that one. So you fans can go shove it. Because
hold on. What?
Yes, you heard me.
What?
Awful.
What in the world are you talking about, my guy?
He can't cover deep. He cannot cover deep.
Okay, so
last week against Arizona.
He gave up a touchdown pass.
Did he not have incredible coverage? Was it not a perfectly thrown ball and an incredible catch? Oh my God! Spare me! Spare me!
He was swatting him.
Flip-flop, coach. Spare me for 5 minutes, okay? Give me 2 seconds here. Just shush.
I'm not learning.
Keep it shut. Zip it.
Here we go, folks.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay,
the biggest
there
Josh
have
Norman
been defensive
fan
pass interference calls. Yes. Do the 49ers defense need to get this cleaned up? Absolutely. Is this getting ridiculous now at this point? 100%.
Tell me something that I don't know.
A lot of these defensive pass interference calls, though, have also gone a very ridiculous way. This last game, for example, Jason, a lot of these defensive pass interference calls came on underthrown footballs.
Because they don't find the ball.
Here's the problem, my guy. When you underthrow 5-6 yards and a DB's trying to run back for contact,
I know all
and
that,
the quarterback
but
completely misses, you
this.
cannot bail a quarterback out if you're an official. This rule needs to get a relook at and overview.
Until they change it, we have to adjust to how it's being
I
called.
100% agree with you. They have to adjust. Emmanuel Mosley made an adjustment later and started playing way over the top when they started taking those deep shots and almost made a pick on the ball. He almost made a interception on the ball in the end zone.
Though, and he had one
listen, stop it. Shut it down there before I have a flag thrown on you. You're interrupted right there. Offsides. You're lining up
where just
offsides, Jason.
Because he can't
at the end of the day, Josh Norman also forced for sure one turnover tonight.
Like I said,
punched another football out
going
in
back,
space.
he sucks.
Almost had an interception as well.
Should have had an interception, yes.
Agreed with you 100%.
But he has no ball
Josh
skills.
Norman hasn't played terribly. This isn't Brian Allen we're putting out there. What's happening right now is defensive pass interference, and it's not one guy, Jason.
It's both.
It's a host of guys.
I know, it's all of them.
Is this a player problem? Is this also a coaching problem? Because it's everyone on the roster, whether it's Demo, whether it's Jaquiski Tart, whether it's K1 Williams, whether it's Josh Norman, Manuel Mosley. There's a lot of names that this is.
Disappointing.
There's a lot of names that this is happening to, Jason. It's not just one person in space.
So are you blaming D'Amico Ryans or our DB coach or what?
Is D'Amico Ryans the DB coach?
He's our D coordinator.
I'm not saying that it's any one person. There could be a host of factors behind this. What I'm asking you is then, if the DB room is so trash, Josh Norman completely washed, even though I completely disagree.
Even though you don't like Pro Football,
I don't trust Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus is irrationally inconsistent on the rating of players.
You did when you saw the rating for Eric Armstead. That made you happy in the pants.
Actually, incorrect. Because the rating that I used for Eric Armstead was the NFL's grading system, not PFF's. The one that the NFL came out and listed him as third behind Nick Bosa.
Right.
So you can keep it shut. But I don't turn to PFF at the drop of a dime whenever I feel like it.
PFF
I'm not living in Twitterverse like you are, my guy.
I'm not on Twitter. Even if
I'm not on Twitter is the most inaccurate false statement. I'll throw a flag on that right now, Jason.
Even if you don't fully agree with Pro Football Focus, the fact is that they have Josh ranked 105 out of 115. So let's say they're off by 10. He's still the 95th best corner in the league.
Who are the guys behind him, and who are the 10 guys in front of him? Do you know?
I don't care.
You don't care. So those names just don't mean anything.
And Emmanuel Mosley is 88.
Okay, so the names don't mean anything. It doesn't matter who the guys are in front and the guys are behind. Got it.
Where are you going?
Oh, just the number, right? The number is all you care about. It's not about who gets placed where, why they're there, or the consistency with the grading scale.
Because someone take 10. They're still way below average.
Someone's sitting. You're giving them plus or minus 10. I've seen them put guys down on lists that belong nowhere near where they belong, Jason. So
like who?
PFF is not consistent.
I didn't say
with anything that they do.
They're the Bible
at all. Period. They have slandered Eric Armstead into the ground up until this season. So PFF can take my thoughts and sniff them in a glass. That's about as much as I care about PFF and their grading system.
Did you enjoy what Chris Collinsworth was saying when he was breaking some news that he was obviously had in conversations with Niners somebody?
Go ahead and elaborate. Because there are a lot of things that Chris Collinsworth says on the broadcast.
He's the guy who owns Pro Football Focus. So if we're going to talk about him for using Niner information about Trey Lance or Ayuk, then we have to at least give him the respect of that he owns Pro Football Focus then too.
I don't know what that has to do with your validation of Pro Football Focus.
No idea.
He's not the one grading people at Pro Football Focus, Jason.
But once again,
that is the most asinine comment you've made on this podcast, and you've made
that's probably true actually.
Countless asinine comments that you've made on this podcast.
Definitely
not. I own a business, and I'm definitely not.
That was an argument from authority to the highest nth degree.
It was.
My Lord.
It absolutely was.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
People who want to talk about certain other things besides football too.
Oh, you are those people.
Look, my thing is this, Jason. The DB play is so bad.
Yes, it is.
How do you fix this then?
Well, at this point,
because you don't have an answer for this.
Trade deadlines are coming up.
Who do you possibly trade for?
Well,
if you say Stephon Gilmore, I'm going to
he's already gone.
Jump over.
We had a chance to get him.
Can I ask a serious question before you guys go down trade
round pick? A 6th round pick to have Stephon Gilmore
as a rental for 6 games.
Jason, I have a serious question because you're bringing up about Norman, you're bringing about Mosley.
Yes.
And you talked about the pass interference calls.
Yes.
Okay.
Dreadful ones. Yes.
Where are the bad plays where they get beat? Like in this game, and besides the Michael Pittman long one where Norman got the pass interference, where's the bad play?
Well, it's hard to tell because they only get either like I said, if it's stuff within a 10 to 15 yard box, they play it well.
Dude, I'm not in
But
this
anything where they have to turn and run.
So there's one play.
But if it's a 50-yard play on third down that changes field position and puts them in the red zone.
But it can't be corrected?
It hasn't been yet.
Really? Because Emmanuel Mosley demonstrated it tonight.
They lead the league in pass interference
Serious
penalties.
question. Fred Warner missed Jonathan Taylor on a 33-yard run that got to the 1 yard line.
He did.
Is Fred Warner trash?
No.
Okay. Just checking. One play.
But
big play. It was pivotal. He got all the way down to the 1.
Fred has a history of making plays.
So does Josh Norman.
10 years ago, yes. And
10 years ago.
Okay. I just
put it on film 2 weeks ago.
I want to see you're entitled to your opinion. I want to see your point of view.
He put it on film 2 weeks ago.
Safety help over the top. He was a very good corner.
Oh my God. I'm just.
Yeah.
There is no solution.
That's how I feel.
There's no solution to this problem right now.
No,
and the thing that you're bringing up,
guys just
the thing you constantly keep talking about is you got a washed guy in Josh Norman. Well, a washed guy in Josh Norman has outplayed Diamando Lenore on the outside.
Fifth round rookie. Okay.
Did a fifth round rookie get toasted in the Philadelphia Eagles game from the 1?
Yeah, because
okay, great.
He didn't tackle the guy
pivotal play.
Too, though.
Pivotal play.
No, they won the game though still.
Pivotal play.
Because
pivotal play.
Fred
one play.
Actually made it.
One play. Keep consistency.
Play.
Don't make me throw. Don't start being hypocritical now.
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
You're gonna hold a guy accountable for one play. You might as well start holding Demo accountable for one play.
And wide receivers don't see
Demo in the red zone.
Very well.
Demo in the red zone against the Packers. Need to provide help on the little motion in out route by Devontae Adams.
He's a rookie.
Okay,
he's a rookie.
Just saying, there's no solution to this problem on this roster.
Josh Norman is a.
There's no solution to this roster. There's no solution to this problem on this roster other than trying to get these guys into better situations. Maybe changing the technique up a little bit with what they're doing, getting them back a little bit in space in certain downs and distances. Because this seems to be a common point of emphasis now for teams in the NFL against the 49ers. If the 49ers get you into third and long situations, then you can just rear back and take some shots downfield and see what happens. Because a 50-50 ball right now is turning into a 75-20. 75-25 is a better apt for what's actually going on.
Well, everything needs context, right?
Yes.
So on that third down play where Josh Norman gets beat and he gets the play action or the pass interference, was there a blitz coming off the outside? Yes. They did a corner blitz. He comes off the outside. So Josh Norman's expecting this route to break off. He's not expecting him to go deep. That's part of the reason he stops his feet and plays. It's not about speed. It was about concept of the play and how he had to execute it. That's context.
Mm-hmm.
So is he still trash because he played it the way he was supposed to play it?
Jimmy dropped back and made good handoffs, but it didn't always
Jimmy plays
work
offense. Jimmy plays offense. You're not talking about defense now.
The context is great, but the results...
Context is truth. Context is truth.
But the results are what matter. Because...
Results matter. You're not wrong.
The standings don't say, well, intentions and context are great.
But it doesn't play.
The standings say that we're 2-4.
We're not talking about standings, though. We're talking about the defensive backs being terrible in what you said.
That's part of why we're 2-4. Because they haven't played.
I'm just saying that if you want to ignore context and results are what is important, that's
today.
Fine.
I think today is the first game, Jason, where the DB's pass interference calls had the biggest impact on the football game.
By far, they had the biggest.
The first game.
But in previous losses, Green Bay, for example,
they've had an impact. They've contributed.
100%.
Correct, but they weren't one of the bigger points of emphasis.
And we'll talk later about what might have been 1A, but they were for sure number one because our front seven did a good enough job to win that game.
Okay.
All right. And since you kind of brought up offense, and we've been talking about defense already, who is more to blame? And Alex, you get to go on this one first. More to blame for this loss, the offense or the defense?
The answer is the offense. I think it's the offense. It can't not be the offense. You didn't execute in short fields early in the game and give yourself opportunities to score touchdowns.
The whole game.
You didn't convert on third downs. You stalled basically in the entire middle of that game until the 3 passing play drive to put points up on the board. The offense didn't do anything to help the defense at all whatsoever.
Sounds like last game.
However, the defense has to bear some responsibility as well, because when you did do the things you needed to do on second and longs or second down situations, and you got teams into third and longs, or they got penalties and put themselves in negative game scripts, you didn't either scheme correctly, you didn't execute properly, you let things get over the top, you let them take shots, and you stopped getting a little bit aggressive. And part of that may have been tiredness because you were on the field so much. But when you're getting into 3rd and 13s and 3rd and 15 situations, and a team offensively all night long has not been able to convert on those plays, and the only thing they've been able to do is rear back and take the deep shot downfield, you as a defense need to do a better job of executing and be prepared for those moments. Players need to step up in space and things of that nature. It also didn't help that key downs and distances and situations. 1st and 10, you get a big stop, 2nd down, there'd be huge run opportunities. Contavious Street getting double teamed and blown back 8 yards. Fred Warner missing tackles in the hole that lead to, 1st and goals from the 1 for the Indianapolis Colts.
They didn't score on
this
that
was regardless. This was a top to bottom lack of execution from both sides of the football, but it lays at the feet of the offense for how long they failed to execute. The offense has to do a better job to give their defense more time off of the field and better positions in order to execute in, and also playing with a more comfortable lead, because you got out early to that 9-0 lead. That thing should have been even higher. It should have been ballooned higher. This team should have been in an even better position. That defense should have been playing more comfortable with a lead than the lead they were given. Say what?
I said, yep, but Mosley missed a pick. Norman missed a pick. Yep. Those are all momentum plays that good teams capitalize on. The first half, Carson was not sharp, and we let him off the hook.
In the second half either.
Second half, he
was not sharp, dude.
He was a lot more.
I think we're gonna get to this in a little bit, but he wasn't sharp. But
second
continue.
half, he didn't throw any balls that we were like, oh, that should have been a pick. But anyway, so who called a worse game in your mind, D'Amico or Kyle?
Hard to say without seeing the All-22 film, to be honest with you. It's really hard to say.
The luxury of us seeing the All-22. It's the next day after. So
well, I mean, you're not wrong there. I don't want to say that either guy called a bad game. But here's the thing.
Which one called a worse game then?
I don't think either one of them called a worse game. I think the offense, in terms of execution, executed the worst out of all facets of the game for the 49ers. And Brandon Ayuk on punts.
That was flashbacks to Kyle freaking Williams.
That's what I said.
Now all I wish is that Kyle Williams would have kicked the ball into the end zone.
And if he had done that, we would all good.
Yeah.
Knowing that, rule interpretation.
For real, dude.
We would have had we would have had a Super Bowl title.
Oh my God, I'm gonna punch him. And I'm gonna freaking punch him. I'm gonna absolutely punch him. Throw a flag on this guy.
Bound to have one of these days.
Hey, you talk about Norman not having hands.
I was demoing our DB hands right there, guys. I was giving you guys what it looks like with the mic in the hand. And, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so who's more at fault, offense or defense?
The question.
That's a tough question because I thought our front seven did a good enough job. I thought our obviously, you saw last segment, our DBs were complete trash. But offensively, we can't go 40 freaking minutes in between having productive drives. Like that's, I don't understand the execution, the play calling, the timing of the plays, whatever. But we're still suffering from long gaps of offensive continuity. Like our offense can, for 5-10 minutes in a stretch, look like the best offense in the league. And then we go dormant for a half an hour where it's like, are we even out on the field? I was hoping that, the bye week, they would have got their heads together and figured something out with all this time off. But
agreed with you.
Apparently they haven't, because that Colts defense is fast, but they aren't exactly dominant up front, and we couldn't really punish them. And they're hyper aggressive, and it took way too long to actually go back to what worked in the first quarter. So I guess by default, I would have to put the blame a little more on the offense.
Are you gonna put it on Kyle, or is it execution?
It's both. I'd put it more on, I'd go like 70-30 execution, but I still don't know why we went away from all the misdirection stuff for so long when it works so well too, though. So I think maybe Kyle outthought himself a little bit, but at the same time, the players are the ones who are actually out on the field, and they need to actually do the job. So
I also don't know what happens if guys catch screen passes when they're supposed to. I mean, a lot of first down screen drops that just put you in negative game script, and now, maybe you can't go to the run play that you had designed because they can sit on it. 49ers shoot themselves in the foot, man, constantly, and that's
they
why
have
for
no
me,
toes left already.
This is why for me this falls completely on execution. Because Kyle calls up a play and it's an easily, simply executed football play, and guys don't do their job. Whether that's a use check early in that game, missing that block on the IU end around.
That was going to be a huge gain, 100%. Oh my God!
Or whether it's the Debo drop screen, whether it's the Debo getting the ball punched out, whether it's Juwan Jennings, straight up.
That was a damn good.
It was a great punch out. Great punch out.
He came in and just said, "Boom!"
It's the positive and
kind
negative.
of like what Josh Norman did.
Yeah, it's 100% like Josh Norman.
Like I said, going up, he's fine.
It is one of those things that with Debo Samuel, this is the thing you love and you hate about him. Debo is going to fight, right? He's going to fight. He's going to not give up.
It's very Kittle-esque.
Correct. In this kind of game, this is the situation where that kind of stuff can lead to negative things.
Go down, buddy.
It is what it is. I'd rather take that version of Debo Samuel than him trying to tone it down.
Yeah.
So you live with those because he made a lot of great plays too to make up for that. So it's not really not really on him.
But that's also stuff that kills our momentum and gets them momentum when they didn't really have any. It's all that kind of stuff. It's just for as buttoned up and as professional a team as they had become. Man, I don't know. It just seems like there's a disconnect from the headset to the grass.
Maybe, but here's the thing too. All right, so keep this in mind. The Colts ran 7 more plays than the 49ers. Yes. They only gained 15 more total yards.
The defense game played well, but that's skewed because of all of the PI though too.
Mm-hmm. Skewed because the DBs are.
True, because he said that. Yeah, he did say that.
He's learning, folks.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that the 49ers only had 7 less offensive plays than this Colts team, and they only had 15 less yards. The Niners averaged 5.3 yards per play to the Colts 4.9.
The other thing, though, too, that I didn't really.
It's hard to say that the offense didn't necessarily do its job. It just didn't do its job enough.
The other thing, though, I wasn't a big fan of, though,
is having your head off screen.
Sorry, was why couldn't we take a deep shot? If the referees were calling PI so easily,
we all know that the referees don't call PIs for the 49ers, so it's the other way around.
And with as sloppy as the field was, why not see if their banged up raw secondary could actually cover deep?
Legit question. What is a deep shot? Are you talking like 40 plus?
Anything over 35 or 40, yeah.
Okay. Just getting clarification on what you consider a deep shot.
I don't know. I can't sit here and tell you that I know. I can tell you one thing from what I've seen on film. Guys don't win one-on-one when you do those. Ayuk doesn't consistently win. I mean, it's reality of the situation.
Just have a chance of, hey, they might get a PI here, or our guy might catch it.
So are you talking more 50-50 ball? You wouldn't consider that drive where they scored in 3 plays where he goes to Debo on the big one?
That was a good ball.
Yeah, is that considered a deep ball?
See,
that's why I asked you how many yards. I'm curious.
I knew where you were going. That is kind of that sub-deep middle, but not necessarily outright deep, though.
But it was deep when Trey threw it to Sherfield. In the preseason
game?
That was a deep ball. That was a bomb. Same distance. There was a run after the catch for a touchdown. Just asking for a friend.
Are we really talking about preseason after week 6?
You're right.
All right. Well, look. For me, it's just consistency. Execution's not there consistently from the offense, and the defense shoots themselves in the foot. I don't want to put it necessarily on one person, but if you put a gun to my head and say choose, it has to go to the offense tonight. Just because it was a longer period of time. The defense, it's one play. You can fix one play. It's really hard to fix 2 quarters.
Yeah, so the next topic is going to be interesting. So we're talking about offense, and we got to talk about signal callers. And I am going to purposely hold myself out of this one.
No, don't.
I throw myself in too much, and
No,
this one I'm not going with because
it's a good moderator.
It's Wentz versus Jimmy.
This is not even close, folks.
Who had the better game? Jason, you're up first. Please pitch your point, sir.
Okay, so if we're looking at who was efficient, who handled the game, handled the elements better after the first quarter, for the last 3 quarters of the game, Carson Wentz was a better football player on that field tonight. Okay, he accounted for more offense. He created more touchdowns. Okay, he, as you like to say, he got the team in the right place at the right time. You love to throw that out there as one thing for old Jimmy G right there. He got them in the right place. Okay, great.
It's true. It's a fact.
Well, so did Carson too. And
maybe.
And Carson did a very good job with the RPOs that had a couple of our guys just absolutely lost out there a couple times too, and that resulted in big first downs, keep drives alive, and a touchdown too.
It also fooled NBC.
It screwed the camera guy a couple times too.
Yeah,
that camera guy was I was like, hey, Bosa's go. There goes the ball, and there goes Wentz for a touchdown. Great. Yeah. So that kind of proves my point too. Is not only did he fake out our defense, he faked out the entire NBC broadcast crew, including the great Al Michaels. Yeah. So that's worth extra points. Extra points right there. Jimmy. I don't know, man. Jimmy, I know. Don't tell me he had that one great game against the Saints. I know that was wonderful.
Hey, Jason, who threw for more yards tonight?
Not who threw, but that's once again skewed.
Jason, answer the question.
Skewed.
Jason, answer the question. Who threw for more yards tonight?
Who had more touchdown passes?
Who threw for more yards tonight? Answer the question.
But it's skewed by all of our PIs though too. So
hey, who threw for more yards tonight?
Who accounted for touchdowns?
Carson Wentz did.
Okay. Whose team won the game?
Carson Wentz did.
Okay.
Who threw for more yards tonight?
Jimmy G. Congratulations. He did throw for more yards. Who had more?
Every time. Who threw more turnover-worthy passes tonight? Jimmy Garoppolo or Carson Wentz?
After the first quarter, it was Jimmy.
The question, guy.
After the first quarter, it was
who threw more turnover-worthy passes tonight.
They were about even.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy had 2 picks, right?
Jimmy had 2 picks and one other pass that was close to being interception.
Wentz had no picks.
Carson Wentz threw no picks, but he had a fumble that should have been a pick, but Kentavious Street got his thumb on it.
Right. So not a pick still. Okay, good.
And then threw 3 other passes that hit 49ers DBs in their hands that should have been picks.
They should have been, but they weren't because
so how in your mind's eye, Captain Obvious over here, did Carson Wentz outplay Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yes.
Did Carson Wentz outplay Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yes, he did.
Or did the 49ers defense not capitalize and punish Carson Wentz?
2 things
for
to be equally true.
All of the mistakes that he made tonight, because he made plenty.
2 things to be equally true.
Hey, Jason, I really hate to break it to you.
And then
Carson Wentz's scoring drives also are aided by 49ers mistakes. Carson Wentz right now should be going over to the locker room, going over to the 49ers locker room right now, walking in, going up to the defense, shaking all of their hands and say, thank you for making me look halfway decent tonight, because he was absolute hot garbage.
He made a lot
hot garbage.
He made a bunch of throws
trash, dude.
Make too. So.
Trash. He's absolute garbage. He can't throw under pressure. He can't throw while he's on the run.
Jimmy can?
I'm not talking about Jimmy. What Jimmy can do. I'm sitting here talking about how you're the one. You're the one sitting down there in your little corner, your little gold triangle down there with your little stuff around you, talking about how Carson Wentz is freaking elite. At least I'm not saying Jimmy's elite. I know Jimmy's not elite. Jimmy's got one elite characteristic: release. That's it. Carson Wentz made no sound decisions tonight. All of his deep throws were 50-50 balls. Every single one of them, guys. Every single one of them. There's nothing elite about throwing a 50-50 ball. You got a tall wide receiver, congratulations. You put the ball up in space, we can go get up in space, congratulations. If he comes down with the ball, he makes you look good. You don't do necessarily anything good.
You have to at least try it and at least have the trust in your receivers to do it. Or
hey, you want to know why? You want to know why you have to try it, Jason? You have to try it because he can't diagnose the field and get the ball out on time to guys over the
middle
of the field.
Or have a coach who
can't move the ball on his own, so he's got to throw the ball up and hope to God and pray.
Or a coach who
please,
believes in you
please,
enough
Michael
to actually
Pittman
let
at
you try
6'6", catch this football. Because I can't get the ball in space to anybody else.
I don't think
I got to
our
throw
coach-
40 yards down the
I
sideline.
don't think our coach trusts our quarterback to let him even try those
Maybe not.
throws.
Maybe not.
At least because Frank
Maybe not.
Reich knows
Carson
that-
Wentz isn't elite, though. Carson Wentz isn't elite.
Don't like,
Carson Wentz didn't outplay Jimmy Garoppolo
I'm
tonight.
trying to recall when Jimmy was a front.
Neither quarterback played a great football. And that's just to clarify, too. Cutback crew, people watching this. I'm not sitting here saying that Jimmy Garoppolo played an incredible game.
He loves Jimmy.
Or that he outplayed Carson Wentz. I'm saying both quarterbacks played like absolute garbage tonight. They played like trash.
2 touchdowns, passes, 1 touchdown, run.
Okay.
Versus 2 picks and a loss.
Hey, there's a reason.
Humble.
There's a reason the Colts were 2-4 coming into this game, guy.
Yeah, and it wasn't Carson.
Yeah, you're right. It totally wasn't Carson
It's
Wentz.
been
No, he wasn't.
their defense that we couldn't expose
No,
because
they weren't they weren't extending drives and taking it easy. And Frank Reich, especially that game
Did you
against
see that
the
whole
Baltimore
stat box about
Baltimore Ravens.
the improvement that he's made from this year to last year?
100%.
Okay,
That's all.
okay. I'd love to see a stat box with
Team's still 2-4.
Jimmy.
Well, 3-4 now.
With Jimmy's improvement, but
We'll see.
he's the same guy that he was back in 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Almost
still.
threw 4 picks tonight, but hey,
But
you do you, guy. You do you.
He didn't though,
Oh, but he didn't. Okay.
because our guys couldn't catch.
Decision
In the
making
first quarter.
was atrocious tonight. You want
In the first quarter,
You want to
yes.
forget about
In the first quarter
It was
was.
all game. It was all game long.
No.
100% all game long. Can't wait to break down the all 22.
Please do. And
Can't
then
wait.
you're like, oh,
Can't
JHill
wait.
was right again.
Can't wait. Yeah. Jason,
Carson's a better
the
runner.
first time that I say that on this podcast will be the last time I say that on the
Stronger
podcast
arm.
because I will literally
You've already
keel
said
over
it
and die.
multiple times. So okay, but yet you're still alive.
I'll die of
Cheers
old
to me.
age. Die of old age.
My
goodness.
I'm almost there too.
I
My
think we
goodness.
have exercised that
Carson
demon.
Wentz is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo is.
Okay.
That's just.
You tell that mean ocean.
All right, here we
Okay.
go.
And now it's time for
I'm
the
not
drive.
Xavier.
Time
for the drive.
Time for the drive.
And the topic for the drive this time is going to be, can the 49ers win the next 3 football games? That is against the Chicago Bears, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Los Angeles Rams. And Alex, since you won the toss,
Let
you get to
Jason go
decide.
first.
Jason gets his minute first. Jason, you have 1 minute to make your argument. Are you ready, sir?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
Can they? Oh, well, I mean, anything's possible, Of course, they could win all 3 games versus a team that's undefeated and probably a pretty good team, and then probably the best team in the whole league right now, too. Yeah, and then the crappy ass Bears. So could they win? Sure. Will they win all 3 games? No, they won't. Sorry, folks. Even with Kittle coming back and Greenlaw coming back and starting to kind of get a little healthy still, they still won't win all 3 games. If they go 2-1, that'll be exciting. They'll at least be in the mix. Realistically, they probably, as it goes right now with what we've seen, they're 1-2. 1-2, they'll beat the Bears, and then maybe they'll get Jed to a trade or 2 before the deadline to give them a chance to at least squeak into that number 7 seed. Maybe 6 seed at best, folks, but not 3-0.
So Jason says not 3-0. He says that they can win 3 games, but that they won't. And I'm pretty sure that the question was, can the 49ers win 3 football games? I don't know where the rest of the tangent is coming from because you answered the question and then proceeded to not make the case. Look, the 49ers can obviously win the next 3 football games. You've already shown you can compete with the best team in football in the Arizona Cardinals. Your defense can scheme you and get you in the right places. The offense right now is what's kind of keeping this team back from taking that next step and elevating. Getting George Kittle back here in a couple of weeks will help. Luckily, against the Bears, you have a team that struggles offensively and has made bad decisions. So really, it's all about D'Amico Ryans being able to pressure and scheme it up against this guy. You get George Kittle back. That should help your run game out against a Arizona Cardinals run defense that struggles at times. And maybe you can get some things going offensively. Hopefully, you got 2 weeks to try and figure it out. And then there's a fact of the matter here with Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. McVay has struggled against Kyle Shanahan. So you cannot count the 49ers out heading into that game with the Rams. You just can't do it.
So you heard them make their case. Now you get to make the decision. Who won this debate today? Was it Alex? Was it JHill? Both came with compelling arguments. I'm curious what everyone thinks about this, but a lot of great topics coming out of this 49ers game. Hopefully the 49ers can get back on the winning regimen as we get to Halloween, and we can all get some candy and enjoy ourselves watching the 49ers play the Bears.
The Bears. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that game. I don't know what we'll be doing around here. I don't know if we're going to be dressing up this week and having a good time, man. But who knows? Maybe we'll get into costume. Jason's already in full costume down there. I won't say it. I won't say it, Jason. I do like you a little bit too much down there, guy. I know it got heated today. I do appreciate your perspective on the 49ers, but I wholeheartedly disagree with you on a lot of it. Most of it. Let's go with all of it.
I was right about Josh Norman the day we signed him, and I've been right about other things, and you'll soon accept that fact as well. But hey, okay.
And
is he whispering ever so
I don't know.
softly into my ear? I don't know what he's doing.
But while he's doing it, while he's Yin Yang Twins whispering, I'm like, I just thought about what I could be for Halloween.
What could you be?
I'm not going to tell anyone. This could be glorious.
All right, this is going to be
Jalen Hurd. Be Jalen Hurd.
I won't be Jalen Hurd because Jalen Hurd will be chilling at home, probably like the same way I will.
That's why you should be him.
That's very true.
Exactly.
Cutback crew, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Cast on crutches, Yeah.
He doesn't have a cast. Come on,
My goodness gracious,
he has
Jason.
knee tendonitis.
That's true, knee tendonitis. We hope you enjoyed this episode of 49ers Face Off. Let us know what you thought about everything down below. Make your case as well, and don't forget to vote if you have not already. Stick around. We got a daily episode, a game recap of this heartbreaking, heart-wrenching loss to the Colts at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You won't want to miss that.
Bad weather, and we lose to a dome team.
Yeah, I know it's not great.
Yeah, because Carson Wentz never played in the elements.
He never did. But look,
he did.
We also have things to talk about as well the rest of this week, whether it's Quests for the West, whether it's all 22 film breakdowns on Patreon, and Big Yikes, which comes out on Patreon today. You won't want to miss that.
There's a lot of Big Yikes stuff.
It's going to be
especially
fun.
from that guy up there.
No, it wasn't CJ. CJ is one of the newest members of the Cutback crew and was pretty rational. It wasn't CJ, but maybe there were some new people that came into chat that had some big yikes.
Trey
and maybe
Debo,
49ers Twitter is completely going off the rails. The only way to know is to head over to Patreon right now. Join, whether it's the $7 tier, $10 tier, $60. Doesn't matter how you want to enjoy Big Yikes. You can enjoy it any way you want as long as you become a member over on Patreon. We'll see all of you over there. And until the next one, stay safe.
Remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way.